Welcome back guys. In this video I'll be reviewing 8bitdo Ultimate 2C wireless controller. I am from India. This gamepad is not available here. I purchased it from Banggood, China for around $30. That's roughly around 2600 rupees. It's widely regarded as one of the best value for money gamepads available in the world. I will be comparing it with other gamepads, especially Cosmic by Stellaris, another value for money gamepad. It also sells for around rupees 2700 in India. Banggood China ships products all over the world. I made the payment using PayPal, ordered the product on 10th November. It was delivered to my place in India on 19th November. Took about 9 days. Did not incur any custom duty. This is the final amount that I paid. I used standard shipping, paid $0.3 for it. Tracking information was provided. Order submitted on 10th November. Delivered on 19th November. I'll go through its features now. The gamepad supports 3 modes of connectivity: wired, 2.4 GHz band wireless and Bluetooth. For the first 2 modes, polling rate is 1000 Hz, and for the Bluetooth mode, it's 250 Hz. It's compatible with Windows, Android and even Linux-based SteamOS. I'll be covering it for all of these platforms. Xinput mode is supported by both wired and 2.4 GHz band wireless modes, but the Bluetooth mode does not support it. Yes, you heard it right. It uses the magnetic-based Hall effect sticks and triggers. Joysticks come with anti-friction rings. The DPAD buttons are soft and tactile. The gamepad is equipped with a pair of asymmetrical motors on left and right sides. These motors produce a variety of vibrations depending on the game scene. Vibration motor intensity is nothing to write home about. It's decent. Turbo mode feature is also present. The bumper buttons are clicky. 2 extra bumper buttons are present. They can be remapped via the gamepad itself. The best part is this gamepad is very light, weighs around 200 grams. It's literally the lightest gamepad among all of the gamepads shown here. Xbox One S gamepad with batteries weighs around 280 grams. The gamepad does not support gyroscope. It cannot be configured using 8bitdo's Windows software. You can only use the software for updating it. Comes with a rechargeable battery having a capacity of around 480 mAh. According to 8bitdo, the gamepad will last for around 32 hours in Bluetooth mode and 19 hours in 2.4 GHz band wireless mode. Can be recharged completely in about 2 hours. My personal experience has been very good. The gamepad really lasts for a very long time in Bluetooth mode. Inside the box, you'll be getting the gamepad, this USB dongle for connecting the gamepad to the PC via 2.4 GHz band wireless mode, this Type C to Type A cable. It's not braided, 1 meter in length, and this instruction manual. Now I'll be covering its design, buttons and sticks. Xbox controllers grip handles are more angular than those of Ultimate 2C. Ultimate 2C's design is inspired by Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It fits very nicely in the hand. So light, good for a claw grip. I have the green color variant. On the front side it's green in color. On the back side it's cream in color. Here the grip handles have a textured finish. Using this toggle switch, we can switch between Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz band wireless modes. Zoomed in view of the textured grip. Backside paint job has a grainy finish. Although the gamepad is completely made out of plastic, it does not feel flimsy at all. Orange color is used for the joysticks, D-pad and face buttons. None of them are removable. Textured grip handles helps in preventing the gamepad from slipping during a very sweaty session. These are Hall effect based joysticks with an asymmetrical design. Conventional gamepad uses potentiometer based sticks. Those sticks are prone to stick drift. Hall effect sticks use magnets. They are basically immune to stick drift. Stick drift is a phenomenon where the sticks register inputs automatically even when we are not pushing them. The thumb resting areas are smooth. Rims have a textured finish. Anti-friction rings are present. Sticks are equipped with metallic rings. Now when you grind the sticks against the controller chassis, it will be a smooth experience like this. Let me just compare it with Xbox controller. No anti-friction ring is present. Joystick is not equipped with a metallic ring. Now when I grind the stick against the controller chassis, oh my god, it's not a smooth experience at all. Grinding experience is so awkward. It's highly recommended to use these thumb grips for the joysticks to prevent their wearing and tearing. Even Cosmic by Stellaris has these anti-friction rings, come equipped with the metallic rings. You can even remove these joysticks unlike the ones in Ultimate 2C. The D-pad buttons are soft and tactile. I'll be honest guys, not impressed by the D-pad buttons. They are mushy as you can see, and look at that wobble. Don't have a web design. It's not going to be easy to pull off those diagonal presses like this. Not ideal for playing fighting games. I'll just compare it with Stellaris. It has a web design and you can see no wobble at all, not mushy. Silent. This is Coolikit KK3 Max. It does not have a web design for the D-pad buttons, but just look at how stable the buttons are. No wobble at all. Xbox layout is used for the face buttons. They are not removable, don't have any LED backlight. They are membrane based. These buttons are quieter and less tactile than mechanical buttons. They are even less durable. Hear the sound. But they do have a longer travel distance than the mechanical buttons. I'll just press the mechanical buttons of Vader 4 Pro now. And just listen to this. Clicky, tactile, shorter travel distance than the membrane based buttons, more durable. All of these green buttons have a short travel distance and produce a bumpy feedback. No LED backlight for them. This is the home button. The ring around it is LED backlit, and this is the mapping indicator. You can switch on the controller by holding the home button for about 3 seconds. Press and hold it for about 5 seconds to switch off the gamepad. 8bitdo calls this minus button as the view button, this plus button as the menu button, this square button as the mapping button, and this star button as the star button. The mapping button is used to map controls to the extra bumper buttons. Star button is used to enable the turbo functionality. The bottom side is completely blank. No 3.5mm port. On the top side, we have the bumper buttons and the trigger buttons and the extra bumpers. They don't come with a textured finish. There is the Type-C port for the purpose of connecting the gamepad to the PC via wired mode and charging. This is the sync button, and this is the power indicator. When the gamepad is running low on battery, power indicator will blink red in color, and when it's charging, it will be a solid red. When the gamepad is fully charged, LED will simply turn off. I really like the positioning of these extra bumper buttons. Gamepad does not come with any back grip buttons. The bumper buttons produce a clicky sound. The triggers are smooth and linear. This is the travel distance for them. Goes quite deep. But there is no trigger lock switch on the back side. For example, this is Cosmic by Stellaris. They have Hall effect based smooth and linear triggers. There is a trigger lock switch used for both of them. Now these triggers will work as digital buttons. When I press them, see, short travel distance. To highlight the gamepad's feature, I'll be using it with my ROG Ally. It's a Windows 11 based PC. This gamepad is compatible with Windows 10 or anything newer than that. First, I'll highlight the connectivity modes. Connect the gamepad to Ally via wired mode. Just need to connect the USB-A connector to our PC. I'm using JSOC HP0603 dock. Connect the USB-A connector to the dock. Just connect the Type-C connector to the gamepad. Power indicator got lit up, solid LED light. This means the gamepad is charging. The ring around the home button got lit up as well. In this mode, the gamepad works as an Xinput controller. Just open Steam controller settings, click on Steam here. Click on settings. Click on controller. Here you'll see Xinput controller. This means the gamepad will work with any game out of the box that supports Xbox controllers. You don't need to use a third-party software like Steam Input. You can test the device inputs from here. Click on Begin Test. Make sure game number is enabled. Vibration will work. Test the inputs, all of them working properly. Rumble, yeah, it's vibrating. If you want to use Steam Input in wired mode, from here you need to enable this setting. Enable Steam Input for Xbox controllers. I'll measure the gamepad's latency using Gamepad LA app. Gamepad got detected. Move the sticks. Yeah, these are the results. Polling rate 1000 Hz as advertised. Stability 91%. Excellent results. You can see jitter value 0.26 milliseconds. Average latency 1.1 milliseconds. Just amazing. And just zoom in. The small text should be legible now. I'll just compare the results with other gamepads. This is the result for Cosmic by Stellaris. Polling rate 1000 Hz. Stability was around 88%. Average latency value 1.14 milliseconds. Jitter 0.32 milliseconds. It's virtually the same performance. Average latency lower than 10 milliseconds is a very good result. This is the result for Veda 4 Pro, a premium gamepad connected in wired mode. Polling rate 1000 Hz as expected. Stability 92.72%. You can forget about any latency issues when using these gamepads in wired mode. Now I'll connect the gamepad to my PC via 2.4 GHz band wireless mode. Just connect the USB dongle to your PC. In my case it's Ally, like this. Just move the toggle switch towards 2.4G. Press the home button. The ring around the home button will light up. Connection successful. Just open Steam controller settings. Here it will show up as an Xinput controller ready to be used with games. From here, just make sure you have enabled Game Rumble vibration mode. You can even configure Steam's Deadzone. Just need to click on Open next to Calibration and Advanced Settings. Select Joysticks. Left joystick. Press Y button to test the joystick Deadzone. The white dot here represents our joystick's movements. See? The smaller circle inside the bigger circle represents the Deadzone area. When the white dot is inside this smaller circle, no input will be registered in the game. When we move out of this smaller circle, then our inputs will be registered. You can adjust the Deadzone area by moving this slider like this. See, I reduce the size. It's not recommended to completely remove the Deadzone area, otherwise your character will automatically move or look around. I usually stick with the default values. It's up to you. You can even increase the size of Deadzone. This helps in countering stick drift, but since these are Hall effect sticks, chances of that happening are next to none. I'll go back to the default settings. You can do the same thing for the right joystick. See, Deadzone area. Adjust it using this slider. Output settings, Game Rumble. 2.4 GHz band wireless mode also supports D-input mode. By default, it will use X-input mode. I'll show you how to switch to D-input mode. You need to turn off the gamepad first. Press and hold the home button for about 3 seconds. See, you need to press the B and home buttons together. This is going to switch on the gamepad, but don't release the buttons yet. Wait for the gamepad to switch off like this. Repeat the process. Now just check the controller name. See, X input mode is gone. When you're using it in D input mode, controller's name shown will be 8bitdo Ultimate 2C Wireless. You can check its input from here. Just look at that figure. D input controller is shown, not the Xbox controller. I'll show you how to switch back to X input mode. Switch off the gamepad. Press and hold the home button for a few seconds. Off. Now you need to press and hold X and home buttons together like this. Don't release the buttons yet. Wait for the controller to switch off like this. Repeat the process. There you go. Select X input controller from here. Click on begin test. There's our Xbox controller. I'll be measuring its latency in this mode. Move the left stick in complete circles. Yeah, these are the results. Polling rate 1000 Hz. Got a stability of around 90%. Average latency 1.11 milliseconds. Jitter 0.27 milliseconds. Excellent results. This is the result for Cosmic by Stellaris. In this connectivity mode, its polling rate is 250 Hz. Average polling rate was around 150 Hz. Stability 60%. Average latency 6.66 milliseconds. Still under 10 milliseconds. Jitter value 3 milliseconds. Theoretically, Ultimate 2C controller has a noticeable advantage over it in terms of latency. But I'll be honest guys, I barely observed any difference in terms of latency when using these gamepads in single player games running on my ROG Ally. This is the result for Vader 4 Pro running in 2.4 GHz band wireless mode, polling rate 1000 Hz, stability around 92%, average latency 1.09 milliseconds, jitter 0.24 milliseconds. It's amazing to see that Ultimate 2C was able to produce roughly the same results. Now I'll connect the gamepad to my PC via Bluetooth mode. Just set the mode switch to Bluetooth. Enable Bluetooth on your PC. Open the Bluetooth settings. Click on the plus icon here. Click on Bluetooth. Just switch on the controller. Press the home button. Now I need to press and hold the sync button for a few seconds until the gamepad shows up on this screen. Add a device. There it is. Gamepad will vibrate. Connection successful. Process is that simple. Done. Gamepad's battery percentage will be shown here. But here's the catch. In this mode, gamepad does not work as an Xinput controller. This means in order to use the gamepad with any game, you need to use a third-party software like Steam Input. I am a bit disappointed here because Cosmic by Stellaris in Bluetooth mode does support Xinput. When you connect a gamepad to your PC for the first time in Bluetooth mode, make sure you set it up via Steam. Open Steam. Click on Steam here. Click on Settings. Open Controller Settings. Here you'll see the gamepad named as X616 button gamepad with hat switch. Just click on Begin Setup. Go through the setup wizard. Just press the keys shown on the display. Face buttons. I'll quickly press them. D-pad. Left stick. You won't be able to use the gamepad in Bluetooth mode without doing this setup process. Press the left stick. Right stick now. Press it. Bumper buttons. Trigger. Almost there. Select. Start. Home. Skip the last button. We're ready to use the gamepad in Bluetooth mode. See, test the inputs. All of them should be working. Go back to the controller settings. From here, enable universal face button glyphs. I have enabled rumble from here, but rumble did not work while playing any game. From here, enable this setting as well. Enable Steam Input for generic controllers. I'll just play Cyberpunk now using this gamepad connected to Ally via Bluetooth mode. Select the game in your Steam library. Click on the controller icon here. Make sure Steam Input is enabled, not disabled. This is what it looks like when it is disabled. Enable Steam Input. This is the profile that I am using. You can even edit the layout, buttons. See, universal glyphs are shown. Play. We are in. Yeah, gamepad is working. See, Bluetooth mode. All of the buttons are working. Unfortunately, vibration is not working. Vibration works only in wired and 2.4 GHz band wireless mode. Latency is not a problem even in Bluetooth mode. I'll show you the gamepad LA results now. Gamepad got detected. Rotate the left stick in complete circle. This will take some time. Slower than the previous two connectivity modes. Almost there. Yeah, these are the results. Got a polling rate of around 250 Hz. Stability 69%. Average latency value 5.79 milliseconds. Still lower than 10 milliseconds. Jitter value 2.59 milliseconds. This is the result for Cosmic by Stellaris in Bluetooth mode. Polling rate 125 Hz. Stability 57.6%. Average latency value 13.89 milliseconds. Jitter value 7.42 milliseconds. It's a clear win for Ultimate 2C controller. This result is for Xbox One S controller in Bluetooth mode. Polling rate 125 Hz. Stability 69%. Average latency value 11.59 milliseconds. Jitter value 4.26 milliseconds. Again, Ultimate 2C controller produces a lower latency value. This is the cell for Gulikit KK3 Max gamepad in Bluetooth mode. Polling rate 125Hz, very poor stability 34.8%, average latency value around 23 milliseconds, jitter value 10.8 milliseconds. This gamepad is considerably more expensive than Ultimate 2C. When using Ultimate 2C controller to play games, expect low latency irrespective of the mode. For online competitive games, I would recommend using the gamepad in either wired or 2.4 GHz band wireless mode. For casual gaming, even Bluetooth mode is enough. We cannot use 8bitdo software to configure the gamepad, but we can use it to update the gamepad's firmware. I'll show you from where to download this software. Just go to 8bitdo's website. From here, you need to look for 2.4G controller section. There it is. Click on Ultimate 2C wireless controller. Then just click on download for Windows bar under 8bitdo Ultimate Software V2. Just open the archive file that you just downloaded. Need to extract its content. Copy the folder inside this archive file. Go back, paste. Extraction process complete. Connect the gamepad to your PC via wired mode. Open the extracted folder. Now just open this exe file 8bitdo Ultimate Software V2. Gamepad should get detected, shown here as 8bitdo Ultimate 2C wireless. In order to update the firmware, just click on the settings cog here in the top right corner. Now click on about, check update. This is the current firmware version installed on my gamepad, version 1.10. Now I'll be performing the stick circularity test for the gamepad using Gamepad Tester. I'll be honest, these sticks were very stiff for the first week. They loosened up a bit after continuous usage. Tension force is on the higher side. It's higher than that of Cosmic by Stellaris. Personally, I prefer using Stellaris to this gamepad for micro movements. Still, it's easy to maneuver these sticks, see? Check this box, test circularity. Move the sticks in complete circles. Here you can see the average error values. 16% for the left stick, 19% for the right stick. Now some people must be wondering why the average error value is higher than 1%. The reason for this is that these sticks use a rectangular track algorithm instead of a circular track algorithm. Now what does that mean? In the case of rectangular track algorithm, when you push the stick to the edge, the acceleration produced is exactly the same for forward, backward, left, right or any diagonal direction. But in the case of circular track algorithm, when you push the stick to the edge, the acceleration produced in any diagonal direction is lower than the acceleration produced in forward, backward, left or right direction. Use case varies from game to game. I'll perform the circularity test for Vader 4 Pro. I have set its track algorithm to rectangular. It's tracing a rectangular path. Average error value around 16%. Now we can change its track algorithm using its software. This is the software. Circularity algorithm set to rectangular. I'll set it to circle. Go back and repeat the test. There you go. Average error value 0.2%, 1%. It's tracing a circular path now, not a rectangle. Running the test for Cosmic by Stellaris. These sticks use circle track algorithm. Average error values 0.1%, tracing a circle. Yeah, these sticks are better for micro movements, so easy to maneuver them. Ultimate 2C controller comes with a no Deadzone mode. To activate this mode, you need to press and hold the view and menu buttons for about 5 seconds. Gamepad will vibrate twice. This indicates that the mode has been activated. You can see gamepad is registering some inputs even when I am not pressing any buttons or moving the sticks. This mode makes the sticks very sensitive, especially if you have disabled the Deadzone area from Steam controller settings. It's up to you. To disable the mode, hold these buttons again for 5 seconds. Controller will vibrate once, indicating that the mode has been disabled. Like this, see? It's not registering inputs now. This is the Deadzone for the triggers, see? No input is being registered. Now the input is being registered. I am applying some force to hold this position. Testing the D-pad buttons. Left, down, right, up, diagonal presses. I am able to execute them 99% of time. Miss there, see. Not a fan of this mushy D-pad. Now I'll show you how to use the turbo feature. Just press and hold the button you would like to configure turbo functionality. For example, A key. Now just press the star button like this. Press it once. See, turbo function is getting executed. When I press and hold the A key, its function is simulated as if I am continuously tapping it. To disable turbo mode for it, repeat the process. Press and hold the key. Press the star button. There you go. To use the auto turbo mode, just press and hold the key you would like to configure turbo functionality and then press star button twice. For example, I'll press and hold A key. Now I'll press the star button twice like this. See, its function is getting simulated as if I am continuously tapping the key. I am not even pressing it. To disable the mode, repeat the process. There you go. You cannot assign the D-pad, view, menu and home buttons to turbo mode. Now I'll show you how to map any key to any of these bumper buttons. For example, I'll be mapping L3 key to L4 bumper button and R3 key to R4 bumper button. Just press and hold the L4 bumper button. Now press and hold the key which you want to assign to it. In my case it's L3. I'll press and hold it like this. Now you need to press the map button once like this. Now press the L4 bumper button. See, L3 function is getting executed. Now I'll press and hold the R4 back grip button, R4 bumper button. Press and hold the R3 function key like this. Now press the map button once. Now press the R4 bumper button. Yeah, R3 function will get executed. The process is that simple. This is Steam Deck running on SteamOS, gamepads, all three modes of connectivity. Work with it. First I'll connect the gamepad to Steam Deck via wired mode. Xinput mode will work. You can see the Xbox controller prompts. Open controller settings menu, settings, controller, Xinput controller, test device inputs, begin test. Rumble, it works. Next we have 2.4 GHz band wireless mode. I have connected it to the dock connected to Steam Deck. Switch the mode to 2.4G. Turn on the controller. Detected as an Xinput controller. It's the same thing. Begin test. Everything is working. Even Rumble is working. Gamepad does not support gyroscope. Last but not least, we have Bluetooth mode. Set the switch to Bluetooth. Click on Bluetooth here. Press and hold the sync button for a few seconds until the gamepad name shows up here under available to pair section. There it is. Connection successful. Solid light paired. Yeah, it's working. Open the controller settings. From here I am using universal face button glyphs. Game Rumble is enabled but it did not work in any game. You can configure Steam input from here. This is the profile that I am using for this gamepad. Official layout for Warhammer 40,000. We are in. Here the gamepad is working. Bluetooth mode. All of the controls are working. Now I'll be testing the gamepad on Android platform. I'll connect the gamepad to my Android tab, Xiaomi Pad 6. Just set the gamepad mode to Bluetooth. Open the device's Bluetooth settings. Enable Bluetooth from here. Switch on the gamepad. Press and hold the sync button for a few seconds until the gamepad's Name shows up under available devices. Refresh. There it is. Tap on it. Pair. Connection is successful. It shows up as 8bitdo Ultimate 2C wireless. Now I'll be testing some Play Store games and cloud services. I'm running the Play Store version of Hitman Blood Money Reprisal. Gamepad is working as an Xbox controller. All of the controls are working. Latency is not a problem. Even the bumper buttons are working. See, I press the R4 bumper button, R3 function gets executed. Crouch. Try out some other Play Store games. This is the Play Store version of Wreckfest. Controller is working properly. It got detected as an Xbox controller. I tested this gamepad with many other Play Store games that officially support gamepad. All of them worked except for Call of Duty Mobile. Even my Cosmic by Stellaris gamepad was not compatible with this game at launch. In-game controller setting, the game is not detecting the gamepad. Started a multiplayer match and you can see gamepad is not working. I have to use the touch controls. I even tried using the gamepad in 2.4 GHz band wireless mode. It did not help. This is GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition running on my Poco F6. Gamepad is working properly with it. It's working as an Xbox controller. And this game's FPS is kept at 30. Now I'll be using the gamepad with xCloud cloud game streaming service. Just run Indiana Jones. I'm using Better xCloud. Yeah, gamepad got detected. We are in. This service is not available in my country. I'm using the Japan-based server from India. There is some latency, 138 milliseconds. Good to see gamepad working properly. All of the controls are working. Even the extra bumper buttons are working. See, R3, L3. I'll test another cloud game streaming service. Hit the orange. I'm using the free Europe-based server of GeForce now from India. I'm getting a very high ping, 190 milliseconds. Gamepad is working properly with GeForce now. Got detected as an Xbox controller. All of the controls are working. So it's cloud gaming friendly. Pause the game, show you the Xbox controller prompts. See, it should be compatible with most of the cloud gaming services. I'm using AndCloud's virtual PC. This service is based in India. Gamepad is compatible with it as well. Launch Cyberpunk. We are in, getting a ping of around 36 milliseconds. Yeah, it's working. In-game FPS around 40. Xbox controller prompts. Time to conclude the video. It's an amazing gamepad for $30 US. I'll highlight its pros and cons, starting with the pros. 3 modes of connectivity: wired 2.4 GHz band wireless and Bluetooth. 1000 Hz polling rate for wired and 2.4 GHz band wireless mode. For Bluetooth mode, it's around 250 Hz. Low latency operation for all of these modes. Excellent compatibility. Works with Windows, Android, and even Linux-based SteamOS. 2 extra bumpers are present. Hall effect sticks and triggers. Forget about stick drift. Very good battery life in Bluetooth mode. Above average battery life in 2.4 GHz band wireless mode. It's lightweight, makes it very comfortable for long sessions of gameplay. Grip handles have a textured finish. Anti-friction rings are also present. Moving on to its cons. I did not like its gamepad. It's mushy. In Bluetooth connectivity mode, it does not support Xinput. You need to use a third-party software like Steam Input to use the gamepad with any game. No trigger lock switches are present. No macro function is present. Our turbo settings get reset after restarting the gamepad. We cannot remap the gamepad's controls using 8bitdo software. The joysticks are not replaceable unlike the ones in Cosmic by Stellaris. Joystick tension force is slightly on the higher side. As mentioned earlier, for micro movements, I prefer Cosmic by Stellaris to 8bitdo Ultimate 2C. Most of the gamepad's cons that I just mentioned are not present in Cosmic by Stellaris, and their price is roughly the same. You get the idea. That's it with the video, guys. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.